Hi everyone, welcome back to the CPAPstore.ca. Today we're looking at tubes and we're just going to make a video specifically on cleaning tubes. I have a video on how to clean CPAP stuff in general, but I didn't go as in depth with a tube as I wanted to, and I'm going to make that video now. So first of all, here we have a tube and here we have my cleaning bucket. Some people in the comments last time said, no, it's a tote. Okay, I'm sorry guys. This is the cleaning tote that I use. And have my soap in there and my microfiber cloth. And typically if you have like vinegar, you use vinegar to clean your CPAP machine, you can put that in here too. The reason why I like keeping everything in the tote is because I know that if I have other cleaning chemicals beside my microfiber cloth, or if I have other chemicals that I use in the sink or in the bathtub in the shower, I don't want those associated with my CPAP stuff. So I don't want like trace molecules of bleach in my CPAP stuff. So we're gonna fill our tote with some warm water now. Okay, so just take this apart here. Put a little bit of dish soap into the water. Whoosh it around nicely. So as you can see, we have our water soap mixture here. We're just gonna take our tube and dump it right into this mixture and let it soak for a little bit. Now, a lot of people asked in the last video, can you submerge the heated tube portion or like the electronic looking portion into the water? The answer is yes, no. So ResMed says that you can't because they don't want to be liable for anything breaking, but a majority of people do, and a majority meaning millions and millions of people in America, and there's no issues. Okay, so you also want to keep it as clean as possible. You don't want bacteria in here, so you're inevitably going to get it wet, and ResMed does make it so you can get it a little bit wet. So my answer to this is yes, you can submerge it, but if you submerge it, please note that you're breaking ResMed's recommendations, but that's my recommendation. Now that being said, I wouldn't soak this, in the water for like 5 hours, okay? We're just doing it for a few minutes, okay? So I'm gonna let it sit for a couple minutes. Now, as it sits, I'm going to open the Monty Elite tube brush. You don't need a tube brush. It's something that I didn't include in my cleaning video just because I didn't want to like show that you had to have all these sorts of accessories. But I do recommend having a tube brush if you are using CPAP. Maybe you don't have to buy it, maybe the first month you buy your CPAP, but eventually you should probably get one. And the reason why is because it has, this one has one little brush, that's for the ends, but it has obviously the big long brush, which makes it a tube brush, that can go all the way down the tube. The tube brush is gonna be able to access all parts of your tube and scrub it up gently to make sure that there is no residual bacteria residue in your tube. So I definitely recommend getting a tube brush. I think it's a really, really good investment. It's about 20, 30 bucks, I'm not sure. It's on our website, I just don't know the prices memorized, okay? I'm not a savant. I'm getting water all over my floor here. People say that these videos are too long and it shouldn't take this long to clean a CPAP. I agree, just when you're filming and you got the camera and the lighting and stuff, I'm out of my mojo. All right, got it all over my socks. The soap, we're gonna put it onto the tube brush. We're gonna put water on this. Here we go. All right, typically you'd probably use more water. Just like that, and you're gonna put it in. Generally better if you do it nice and straight. Perfect, so it's all the way at the end. It won't come out because there's a little rubber thing in the AirSense 11 tube that sticks down. Okay, so it's not gonna come out, but we're going to pull it out now. There we go. So we're gonna take this tube now and run it under the water, but not here because I'm gonna get wet, but we're gonna do it in the bathtub and rinse out all the soap and all the water out of this tube. Okay, so we've rinsed out the tube. It has no soap left in it. It has a little bit of water droplets, but no soap. You can also take a little brush like this that the Monty comes with. It's a little brush, and just do a little clean of the ends. After that, we're just gonna hang our tube. So you can have a tube hook just to hang it. You can use a towel to hang it. I would try to avoid see how the top of my shower is like a very kind of metally peak. If we put it over here, it might kind of kink over time. We don't want that. So we have like a little, I don't even know what this is actually for, this thing, but I put it over top like this. Oh, one more note, I think I kind of forgot. When you dry the tube, just make sure that you take your cloth and you dry the electronic end a little bit. Like I said, you can probably get it wet and stuff like that without any issues, but you should dry it as soon as you're done washing it. So dry it off like that and then hang it up. So this is for like towels or something, but anyways, it works for this. And as you can see, there's a nice, not a sharp angle, just a nice fold there, okay? Nice bend, and it'll just stay like this and dry. So if you do this in the morning, a majority of it is gonna dry. Now, if you live in a humid environment, it might not dry as much. It kind of depends on how much humidity or how dry your air is, if it's gonna dry all the way. But after a few hours, it's gonna dry a majority there. Now, the last thing is you come back, it's nighttime, now you wanna sleep, right? But there's still some water in there. What do? So I'm gonna take this out and we're gonna use our CPAP machine to dry the tube. Okay, so I have the tube connected to my machine. You'd obviously want to be doing this in your bedroom, but for simplicity's sake, we're just doing it in the bathroom. And we have no water in the humidification chamber, so we're just going to go and turn it on, okay? As you can see now, the CPAP is drawing the tube here. And it's always best to have the tube going down with gravity so it dries the fastest possible. You can even see the tube here. You can see the water already blowing out of the tube. You see the water droplets kind of going down. So it doesn't take very long at all for the water to, come out of the tube. It's already looking pretty dry. So for example, if you're in your bedroom, you can use your tall ottoman thing or your shelf or whatever and hang the hose all the way down almost to the floor. Not touching the floor because that's kind of gross, but kind of hanging down and it'll dry rather quickly. So a lot of people ask, does the drying of the machine have wear and tear on the machine, like unnecessary wear and tear on the machine? The answer is not really. If you are able to dry the tube on your shower or something like that for the day, say you wash your stuff in the morning, you should realistically only need to use your machine to dry the tube for about 5 minutes, okay? It shouldn't take very long at all, especially if you have the tube hanging down, like down a steep surface. That thing will dry in like 3-4 minutes. That being said, when you have your mask and everything set up, the machine motor doesn't have to work very hard because it has to maintain a certain amount of pressure. So when you have no mask and no face attached to the tube, the machine is working basically maxed out to try to achieve some kind of pressure, right? So the machine is working a little bit harder when you are drying the tube. That being said, like I said, these machines are made to run all the time, all night long for years, and having a little bit, maybe 5 minutes of drying a week isn't really going to contribute to that much wear and tear on the machine. If you actually do the math, say you're washing your tube and drying it with your machine once a week, that's 5 minutes a week. For the entire year, that machine's drying your tube, around 3, 4, 5-ish hours, right? Let's say 4 hours. But if you're sleeping 8 hours a day, every day, that's almost 3,000 hours of machine use time. So like 3,000 hours versus an extra 4 hours, not gonna have too much wear and tear. If you are concerned about it though, there are machines made for this, such as the Hurricane Dryer. I'm in the middle of trying to get that on the website and so we can sell it. We're working on that, but there are machines like the Hurricane Dryer that you can purchase that are gonna blow out quite a lot, dry your stuff really quickly, and then you don't have to worry about using your machine to dry your tube. Okay, so I hope this answers most of the questions for tube cleaning in regards to CPAP therapy. Subscribe if you want and like the video. Peace. Sayonara.